be our first preseason opportunity. These guys have been working really hard. Camp is going, as to plan. We've got a mentality with this camp that's showing up, depending on the emphasis of the day, how our guys are handling it, but also now as we transition into a mindset of still working against each other with schemes and all those things, still being, aware of how we want to approach Thursday night and really take advantage of one of our longer trips, if not the longest we'll have all season long. 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. local time here. We travel back and what that looks like to try to transition back and move along like you sometimes have to do, and we will do throughout the season when that comes up. Don't want to touch on, haven't had a chance to talk to you guys since unfortunately we did lose James Lynch to his knee injury. A guy that all he does is do things the right way. It stings whenever you lose a player anytime, but a guy that you've just seen totally committed coming back from his shoulder from last year. And as I told James, this is just another temporary little speed bump he will work through and be right back where he belongs sooner rather than later. In addition, we did make a roster move. We waived Cephas Johnson, and with those 2 roster spots, we added N'Keal Harry and Jacob Copeland, 2 receivers that we want to give an opportunity to compete, to see how they fit in with our group, and hopefully get them up to speed, within that receiver group, which, although we've had a couple of bumps and bruises here throughout camp, that room and that group is having a very nice kind of start to training camp, and want to continue to see that. Other injury updates I can give you, TJ Hawkinson had battled a little bit of an illness our last time out practicing. He's working his way back from that. He will take part in the early part of practice today. And Andrew Booth will be a full participant. Lewis Seen, I'm sure you guys saw, got nicked up towards the end the other day in pads. He'll be a full participant. And then Tristan, Jalen, and Kane are continuing to work their way back in with a timeline in mind. And then I know we officially or unofficially released the depth chart today. The first one, while we're very much into the competition, right in the meat of the competition phase of training camp. I would not over-evaluate any one particular area. We got a lot of jobs guys are still fighting for, and we're going to allow not only our practices, but joint practices and preseason games to play out before we make any final determinations.
And Kevin, I know players at some point in the season.
I think if you need things like that, you're probably not putting things together the right way. And look, Detroit, I get it. They finished the season really well, really strong. Got a lot of respect for what Dan and his staff is doing there with that football team. But ultimately, we know we were able to win the division a year ago. It was a goal of our team to do that, and we accomplished that. But that means absolutely nothing for this year. And we'll get our first opportunity against a non-division opponent September 10th, and then away we go from there with a mindset of each and every week improving as a team, controlling what we can, which unfortunately the outside narratives, they are what they are, and I have respect for that, but at the same time, I can pick and choose when I feel like we need to use that versus we got a group that I would imagine doesn't need to hear that from me to know that's going on, and how they compartmentalize and motivate themselves is what makes this league so special. And we can go out and prove whatever we feel like we need to prove on a week in and week out basis, and let our play determine everything from there.